From zero to legendary coach. Dai Li's journey to sports mastery. Like, share and subscribe. Episode 61. The coach also wants to massage. Okay, I'm done. Li Dai said as he wiped the sweat from his head. Thank you, Coach Li. The athlete who received the massage stood up and shook his arm, his face contented. Go eat. The dishes in the cafeteria are cold. Li Dai turned his head and then asked, I'll wash my hands first. Who is the next one? It's my turn, Coach Li. It's my turn. Someone immediately joined them. While staying, I obviously came first. Coach Li, it is me. Another person rushed forward and sat in front of Li Dai. Li Dai smiled helplessly. He was used to this situation. At the back, there were still 8 people waiting in line. Don't hurry, take your time, otherwise you go to dinner first, then come over after dinner? Li Dai said. Well then, if Coach Li leaves you, we can't find anyone. Someone said. I'm not leaving, I'm waiting for you. Li Dai said immediately. How can I get Coach Li to wait for us? Anyway, after a day of practice, it just happens to take a break and let you finish the massage before going to dinner. The chopsticks can be stabilized. Another said. Li Dai smiled, no longer spoke, but focused on relaxing massage on his hands. For Li Dai, these are all door-to-door experiences. Although the athletes in the entire weightlifting team have different levels, but the number of wins is large. If everyone massages again, Li Dai can get 70 or 80 points. The experience value, coupled with the gains from the daytime training, Li Dai can get hundreds of points of experience every day, and upgrade to the second-class coaching intermediate stage is no longer out of reach. Li Dai even felt that his decision to choose a weightlifting team was really right. Although staying in a sports university and training a lot of athletes, the athletes at the university and the athletes of the provincial sports team are at 2 levels. In comparison, athletes from the provincial sports team must be more professional and have a higher overall level, which means more experience for Li Dai. At the same time, Li Dai's status in the minds of athletes is constantly rising. The particularity of the weightlifting exercise also determines the athlete's training load is very large. High-load training is always testing the athlete's ability to withstand. The appearance of Li Dai's relaxing massage is like giving people walking in the desert a water bottle filled with water. When they are thirsty, they sip a big sip of water and instantly feel that life is full of hope. The charcoal delivery in the snow is always more memorable than the icing on the cake. Now Li Dai plays the role of charcoal delivery in the snow, and as long as he comes to the athlete who massages Li Dai, he will always refuse to come. Li Dai is to earn more experience. Li Dai is now full of desire to upgrade. In the eyes of athletes, the new Coach Li has sacrificed his meal and rest time to massage everyone. Such a noble character and such selfless dedication have been extinct for almost half a century. Song Guangming, the head coach of the weightlifting team, went to the Provincial Sports Bureau for a meeting. When he came back, it was more than half an hour after work. When he passed the gate of the training hall, he happened to see Chao Dongshan coming out with a whistle. It's Chao Dongshan. It is said that today's training has ended for half an hour. Chao Dongshan is only coming out now. It must be an increase in training. Chao Dongshan is a good guy. He is talented and willing to work hard. It's a matter of time. Song Guangming flashed a beam of joy in his eyebrows. He praised Chao Dongshan well in his heart, and then he asked, Chao, are you ending the training now? Did you practice today? Coach Song is good. Chao Dongshan hesitated and said a little embarrassedly, that I didn't practice today. No extra training? Then why didn't I come out now, practice all day, do not go to dinner early, go back to have a good rest, and stay in the training hall? Song Guangming said. Isn't this Coach Li giving a massage? So it took a little time. Chao Dongshan said. Massage? Coach Li? Which Coach Li? Song Guangming asked. It's Coach Li Dai Li who came here last month. His massage technique is good. After training, let him press a button and the fatigue of the whole body will disappear. Now everyone will go to him after training. Chao Dongshan said. New Shali? He still has this ability. Song Guangming frowned, and then he decided to take a look in person. Song Guangming walked into the weightlifting training hall, but the scene in front of him surprised him. A dozen athletes had already been arranged in a row, which was much more orderly than when the restaurant was taking food. At the front of the team, Li Dai is massaging an athlete's arm. These people don't even eat food. Wait here. Is it to let Li Dai give a massage? After training all day, aren't they hungry? Did Li Dai curse them? Song Guangming thought the scene was really incredible, so he simply stood there and observed it carefully. The athlete who received the massage showed a peaceful and intoxicated expression on his face, as if it was a spring breeze, unspeakable comfort and enjoyment. Isn't it just a press as for this? Really no knowledge. Song Guangming despised the athlete in his heart, but his doubts rose. Finally, Song Guangming could not bear the curiosity in his heart. He stepped forward a few steps and then coughed, highlighting his existence. Coach Song is here. Song Guangming is, after all, a lever of the weightlifting team. Everyone's eyes are on him. Even Li Dai and the athlete who is receiving a massage stand up. Shall Li massage the athletes? Song Guangming put his hands behind his back and took a step forward. Li Dai nodded. Yeah, anyway, back to the dormitory is also a game. There is nothing else to do. It is better to help you massage here. There are really many people waiting for your massage. Song Guangming said while looking at the crowd. Everyone just took the show. Li Dai smiled shyly and then asked tentatively, Coach Song, I think you are tired all day, otherwise I will help you press the button. What you want is this sentence. So many people have been fooled, but I want to see what you are doing here. Song Guangming thought of this, but smiled slightly on the face, and then said, That's good, Smalley. You can also press for me. The athlete who was receiving the massage immediately got up and gave the position to Song Guangming. Song Guangming was also polite and went straight to do it, and then said, I had an afternoon meeting in the provincial bureau today. My shoulder hurts. Shall Li, just press my shoulder. It's okay, no problem. Li Dai reached out his hand and started to relax again. Episode 62. Shoulder inflammation is alright. Shoulder massage is more suitable with finger massage, but Song Guangming didn't have much hope for Li Dai. He just felt curious about Li Dai's massage. However, the effect of relaxing massage was immediate. When Li Dai got started, Song Guangming suddenly felt different. Shao Li's massage is really good, with just the right force, and the direction of the pinch is also very good. Not to mention, it's quite comfortable to press. After a whole afternoon of meetings, my two shoulders were tired. It's like being marinated in old vinegar. After such a massage, it's really not sour. This feeling is really comfortable. Gradually, Song Guangming also began to enjoy it, and his face also showed a comfortable expression. At this time, he had completely forgotten that just a few minutes ago, he mocked the athlete who received the massage without knowledge. Song Guangming has been completely indulged in the comfort brought by the massage. The colors in his eyes are gradually blurred, and the thoughts in his mind have gradually become erratic. At this moment, he has forgotten the time. Coach Song, okay, how do you feel? Li Dai's voice brought Song Guangming back to reality, and Song Guangming realized that the massage was over. Song Guangming stood up reluctantly and moved his shoulders. At this time, he felt that his shoulders were extremely relaxed, as if he had lost weight. He was uncomfortable, and even had periarthritis that had plagued him for many years. It doesn't seem to exist anymore. Li Dai's relaxing massage is not enough to cure periarthritis, but the main cause of periarthritis is degenerative lesions of soft tissue, resulting in chronic specific inflammation of the ligaments and tendons around the shoulder joint, and the ability to withstand various external forces. Weaken. If you relax your shoulders and massage, the muscles can be fully relaxed, obviously can effectively relieve the symptoms, so Song Guangming will feel that the symptoms of frozen shoulder also disappeared. Shao Li, the effect of your massage is much stronger than that of many old massage masters. Song Guangming praised heartily. At this time, Song Guangming finally understood why there are so many athletes who do not even eat, just lined up for Li Dai massage. Coach Song, if you think my massage is okay, I will press you back when I turn back. Li Dai said with a smile. Li Dai's prestige in the weightlifting team is getting higher and higher. Whether athletes or coaches, mentioning Li Dai is nothing but praise. When the athlete no longer has to worry about muscle overload, the coach can also arrange the training more confidently without worrying about the injury caused by the high-load training. From this, with a little consideration, every coach of the weightlifting team will appreciate Li Dai. However, Ma Guangyi did not want to see all this happen. He always planned to find an opportunity to drive Li Dai away, but now it seems that the hope is already very slim. Ma Guangyi didn't intend to give up. After pondering for a long time, he decided to go to the head coach Song Guangming and said that even if he couldn't get rid of Li Dai had to leave a bad impression on Song Guangming. Knocking on the door sounded, Song Guangming shouted, "Come in," and Ma Guangyi pushed in. Song Guangming was sitting in front of the computer. Most of his head was blocked by the computer monitor. He raised his head a little and saw Ma Guangyi. He pointed his finger to the sofa next to it and motioned Ma Guangyi to sit down. After sitting down, Ma Guangyi directly said, "Coach, I will give you a reaction. That Li Dai is too ridiculous. He pulls a large group of athletes to do massage every day. As a result, the normal dining of the athletes is delayed. When many people go to the cafeteria to eat, the food is cold. The athletes are tired enough after a day of practice. How can they not even eat a sip of hot rice? If you don't have enough food, you must delay training. Ma Guangyi paused and found that Song Guangming on the other side of the monitor was burying his head as if he was contemplating, so he went on to say, furthermore, massage athletes like this can be called a professional masser. Well, the masseurs in our team paid for the massages, not just for the athletes. Li Dai is a layman. He's just going to join in the excitement, and it's just a matter of getting along. If the athlete is injured, what can I do? Coach, I think you have to take care of this matter. If you continue like this, it may affect normal training. Ma Guangyi finished speaking, staring closely at Song Guangming. Behind the monitor, Song Guangming still lowered his head and did not know what he was doing. Ma Guangyi waited a full 7 or 8 seconds before he saw Song Guangming raise his head. Then Song Guangming stood up and then pulled out a pair of in-ear headphones from his ears. Song Guangming smiled helplessly and said, "Your sister-in-law sent me a few long WeChat voices. Short things in the parents are not suitable for others to hear, so I brought headphones." Yes, now. What did you say just now? I didn't hear clearly with headphones. Ma Guangyi suddenly looked embarrassed. He sat here for a long time, sprayed a lot of saliva, and then combined with a melodious tone and generous emotion, the other party didn't even hear a word. Helpless Ma Guangyi can only say again, "Coach, I just said." Wait a minute, when it's time, let's walk and say. Song Guangming interrupted Ma Guangyi and then took his coat and walked out, and Ma Guangyi also got up and followed closely. Coach, where are you going? Ma Guangyi asked casually. Go to Xiao Li's massage. Song Guangming went on to say, this new Xiao Li is really talented, and he still knows how to massage, and the massage technique is very good, which is more effective than some teachers. I have known this for many years. I have been treated by many people, and the results are not good. The last time I found Xiao Li, I was so comfortable. It rained last night, and I spent the whole night. I didn't feel any pain. I turned over in bed at night and moved as much as I wanted. Today I have to ask him to press me again. Song Guangming's remarks sounded like TV direct sales advertisements, but Ma Guangyi's heart suddenly seemed like African bison stepping over, and there were chaotic thoughts everywhere. Head coach Song Guangming has affirmed Li Dai's massage, and the head coach himself went to Li Dai for massage. Ma Guangyi wanted to make a fuss about this matter. Didn't he hit Song Guangming's face directly? At this time, Ma Guangyi even secretly rejoiced, but fortunately, Song Guangming just wore earphones and did not hear what he said. Right, Lama. What did you just say? Song Guangming asked. Oh, I'm going to say. Now I am killing Ma Guangyi, and I dare not repeat the words just now. Oh, look at my brain. What should I say? I have forgotten it. Ma Guangyi simply started to act silly. At this time, Ma Guangyi had realized that Li Dai had already received Song Guangming's favor and wanted to drive him away, fearing that it would be impossible. Episode 63. Downgrade. The canteen is always a good place for colleagues to communicate with each other, and whenever Huang Xiang's big mouth is in it, the canteen becomes a gathering place for all kinds of gossip and gossip. You heard, we have to retire some athletes in our team. Huang Xiang said. It's time to lay off again. How much is laid off this time? Because of what? Someone asked immediately. The number of people is unclear. Maybe every sports team has a quota. I heard that because the new Olympic cycle is about to start, it is necessary to start training young athletes and prepare for the Olympic cycle. Huang Xiang said. Although Huang Xiang's discussion was not too loud, everyone around him heard it, including Jiang Aigua and Li Dai. Jiang Aigua's face suddenly changed and disappointment, anxiety, unwillingness and helplessness mixed together, which made him express a very complicated expression at this moment. Li Dai looked at Jiang Aigua with sympathy. He said comfortingly, Brother Jiang, maybe it's just fake news, don't go to your heart. Xiao Li, don't comfort me, I know that if you really want to lay off people, you must be the one who left me. I'm already 32 years old, and I still rely on here. Someone has long seen me as unpleasant and hopes that I'm gone. Okay, retired early, anyway, I am also a failed athlete. Jiang Aigua's words paused, as if recalled. When I was young, I also won the national championship. It must have been 10 years. At that time, when I was in my early 20s, I won the championship of the whole weightlifting championship. I still remember that I grabbed 155 kilograms. In second place, later I fooked up, I lifted 190 kilograms at once, overtaken my opponent by 1 kilogram, and won the championship. Do you know who my opponent was then? Li Dai shook his head. Jiang Aigua immediately revealed the answer. My opponent at the time was Gang. You mean Gang, the Olympic champion? Li Dai asked in surprise. Yes, it was him. In the National Weightlifting Championships, I was the champion and Gang was the runner-up. So I should have represented the national team for the Olympic Games, but I was injured before the game, so Gang replaced him. My quota. You should know what happened later. He participated in the Olympic Games and won the gold medal without any suspense. Jiang Aigua said slowly. Li Dai was still impressed with the Olympic Games because Li Dai was still on the summer vacation. Almost nothing was watching all CCTV Olympic Games broadcasts. He remembered lifting a 69-kilogram match at the time. Gang won very easily, can almost be said to be hanging foreign players. The men's weightlifting of 69 kilograms is a traditional advantage of our country. If Jiang Aigua was not injured at the time and participated in the Olympics, I believe he can also get the gold medal. If Jiang Aigua has an Olympic gold medal, he doesn't need it now. It's so hard for my daughter's surgery. Li Dai sighed slightly. He is not God and he cannot make time go back, but he has a coaching system, which is also the only way Li Dai can help Jiang Aigua. Li Dai hesitated for a few seconds and suddenly asked, Brother Jiang, have you ever thought about changing to another level? The competition of 69 kilograms is too fierce, not to mention the whole country, just our team, Peng Liang and Chao Dongshan, they are all in the 69 kilograms category. They're in their early 20s and have great potential. Of course I thought, but the 77 kilogram class is as fierce as competition. I am all in my 30s. Even if I rise to the 77 kilogram class, I can't compete with those young people. At this age, I can't practice if I re-exercise muscles. Out of the power of young people. Jiang Aigua said. Li Dai shook his head. I'm not talking about the 77 kilograms class, I'm talking about the 62 kilograms class. 62 kilograms class? Do you want me to drop from 69 kilograms to 62 kilograms? Are you kidding me? Jiang Aigua's face was filled with incredible. Jiang Aigua seemed a little angry at this time. He felt that he was about to be cut off by the weightlifting team, but Li Dai was still joking here. It was too unjust. I'm not kidding you, what I said is true. Li Dai also put down the chopsticks in his hand, then said, Look, our team's focus has always been on the two levels of 69 kilograms and 77 kilograms. There is number 62 kg class player. If you become 62 kilograms class, it means that no one is competing with you, then will the chances of your stay be much greater? And once there is a chance to play, you as the only player in our team, the 62 kilograms athletes will definitely get the chance to participate. By then you will get some results and you will definitely be able to stay. Nonsense. How can I not know what you said? But these two levels are a difference of 7 kilograms. You let me lose 7 kilograms. Isn't it a fantasy? Even if I can really lose 7 kilograms, but while losing weight will also reduce a lot of muscles. At that time, my strength may not even be as good as the 56 kilograms athletes, let alone participate in the competition. Jiang Aigua said. Isn't it me? I'm an expert in weight loss. I have a way for you to retain as much muscle as possible. Li Dai patted his chest. Jiang Aigua looked at Li Dai with suspicion. Obviously, he didn't believe Li Dai's statement. If the relationship between the two was not good, Jiang Aigua might be damaging Li Dai. Li Dai also knew that Jiang Aigua would not believe his own words, so he waved his hand, motioned Jiang Aigua to come over, and then said, A few days ago, there were rumors on the internet that Yu Feifei was slack in training and became 70 kilograms fat. Will you be fired by the national team? Have you heard about this? Of course I heard that the hype was quite lively at the time, but it turned out to be fake news. There was a press conference for the swimming team. Did Yu Feifei weigh on the spot? She did not fat to 70 kilograms. Jiang Aigua said, but found that Li Dai's face showed an inexplicable smile. Why? Look at you who are so ridiculous. Do you know what's inside? Jiang Aigua asked. What is a ridiculous person who laughs? Li Dai put away his smile, lowered his voice, and then said, In fact, it is true that Yu Feifei is 70 kilograms fat, but she has lost weight again. Then did she lose a dozen pounds, and she must have suffered a lot. Wait a minute, you shouldn't have come to our team at that time. How do you know that Yu Feifei is 70 kilograms fat? Jiang Aigua asked. I helped her lose weight. Li Dai said, took out the phone from his pocket, found a photo, and gave it to Jiang Aigua, which was a photo of Li Dai and Yu Feifei. This is a photo of you and Yu Feifei? PS's? Jiang Aigua said afterwards. PS? Let me show you a few more. You see this one, and then this one. Here are the pictures I took while Yu Feifei was training alone. Li Dai swiped his finger on the screen of the mobile phone. Training, all the photos taken by Yu Feifei were displayed to Jiang Aigua. You really participated in or trained in Feifei. That's the world record holder. Jiang Aigua looked at Li Dai's vision, and it suddenly changed. Li Dai continued to lower his voice, said mysteriously, I have a set of ancestral weight loss exercises. It works only once. Is it because of this set of weight loss? Yu Feifei lost weight. If you don't believe it, you will finish it in a while. Let us go to the field to test it. Okay, let's try it. I have the right to digest it after eating. Jiang Aigua didn't believe it, but because of his good relationship with Li Dai, he agreed. Episode 64. See also radio gymnastics. After the meal, Jiang Aigua first weighed himself. His weight is 73.49 kilograms, which is equivalent to 147 kilograms. The actual weight of weightlifters will be higher than the level they are in. For example, athletes in the 69 kilograms class will definitely weigh more than 69 kilograms. However, overweight is not allowed to participate, so athletes will reduce their weight by dieting, not drinking water, etc. before weighing in the game. Jiang Aigua weighed 73.49 kilograms, which is 4.49 kilograms heavier than his grade, but considering that he had just eaten and was wearing clothes when weighing, this weight is also within the normal range. And Li Dai once again sacrificed his weight loss exercises. The reason why Li Dai uses weight loss exercises instead of fat reduction exercises is mainly because he has verified the effect of weight loss exercises on Feifei, and Li Dai does not know how the fat reduction exercises have never been used. Li Dai just said it was effective once, so he still chose a more reliable weight loss exercise under consideration, so as not to lose weight for a while, but was beaten. Come, prepare, follow me. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 2 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Hey, I said Li, how does your weight loss exercise look like a radio gymnastics at school? Jiang Aigua whispered in his mouth as he moved with Li Dai. Relax, the effect can be completely different. Come, continue. 5 6 7 8. End of 8 2 3 4 5 6 7. Li Dai stopped. It's over. Jiang Aigua grinned. Li, are you pleased to come to me today? With this radio gymnastics, within 20 minutes, I didn't even make a drop of sweat. Just this athlete, you tell me to be thin? I might as well run 2 laps on the playground outside. If you are thin, you will know if you are on the scale. Li Dai directly took Jiang Aigua onto the scale. After Jiang Aigua stood firm, the two looked down at the numbers on the scale. 73.38? Basically the same as before. It was only 0.01 kilograms lighter and 2 yuan lighter. This must have been digested by the meal, not count. Jiang Aigua said. Brother Jiang, think about it carefully. It was 73.49 just now. You are not lighter by 0.01 kilograms, but by 0.11 kilograms, which is 0.22 kilograms, a full $2 or $2. Li Dai reminded. Yeah, it seems that it was really 73.49 kilograms. I lost 222. Just 20 minutes ago, after doing a set of radio gymnastics, I can lose 222? I'm not dreaming. Jiang Aigua again, it is incredible. Li Dai did not answer directly, but pointed to the scale. Don't you believe me? Don't you believe the scale? Jiang Aigua looked at the numbers on the scales and Li Dai, and suddenly exclaimed, Oh, I said Li, you are really a god. Your weight loss exercise seems to be really effective. It seems that I can really lose 7 kilograms and go to 62 kilograms. However, at the next moment, Jiang Aigua immediately shook his head again. No, even if I can lose 7 kilograms, I can't get on the field. The muscles I lost cannot be recovered in a short time. You can rest assured that I have a way to let you lose as much muscle as possible. As long as you can lose 7 kilograms, you can definitely play on the field. Li Dai said quite confidently, but the basis of Jiang Aigua's expression is transparent and unwilling emotion. Brother Jiang, if you stay in the 69 kilograms class, you will definitely be cut off from the team. If you go to the 62 kilograms class, although you may not be able to stay, there is a ray of life anyway. Li Dai then persuaded. Li Dai's sentence is like a doctor telling the patient's family that the operation may not necessarily be alive, but it is undoubtedly death if not operated. In the face of the possibility of survival and inevitable survival, people with normal thinking will choose the former, even if the former has a low probability, but at least it also represents a possibility. Jiang Aigua immediately figured this out. If he goes to the 62 kilograms class, he may stay. If he continues to stay in the 69 kilograms class, he must say bye to the weightlifting team. If he leaves the weightlifting team, his daughter's future surgery fees will definitely become a big problem. So he had no choice but to trust Li Dai. The next moment, Jiang Aigua nodded solemnly. Okay, Li, you help me lose weight. I will go to the 62 kilograms level. Weightlifting training hall. Huang Xiang got a little late today, almost rushed into the training hall with time stuck at work. At this time, whether it is a coach or an athlete, it has already expired. I slept more than 10 minutes and I was almost late. Huang Xiang said to himself. Just not far away, Li Dai and Jiang Aigua were doing fat reduction exercises. Warm-up exercises have started there. What is the latest warm-up exercise? It looks like broadcast gymnastics. This low-level exercise may be good for ordinary people, but for professional athletes. Can it work? Huang Xiang shook his head with a bad look and then ran to his partner Cao Dongshan to start training. An hour later, Huang Xiang wiped the sweat on his forehead and said, Xiao, take a rest for 10 minutes, drink some water and restore your strength. Huang Xiang said. He also picked up a big glass and poured a few sips of water. It's cool. Huang Xiang was satisfied. Yu read books www.yuyukangsha.com and then thought about looking around, but saw Li Dai and Jiang Aigua still doing exercises there. Why are they still doing warm-up exercises? It's been an hour. Haven't you done the warm-up exercises? I already knew that this radio gymnastic style warm-up exercise has no effect at all. Huang Xiang shook his head and ignored Li Dai and Jiang Aigua. 2 hours later, Huang Xiang took a second water break, but he saw that Li Dai and Jiang Aigua were still doing exercises there. What are you doing? Are you still doing radio gymnastics? Are they not going to train this morning? Is it true that old Jiang really intends to retire and then go to primary school physical education teacher? So learn radio gymnastics in advance. After 3 hours, the morning training is nearing its end, and many athletes have begun to reduce the intensity of the training, soothing the body. Huang Xiang looked at Li Dai's side again. I saw that Li Dai and Jiang Aigua were still doing the broadcast gymnastics there. They are still doing radio gymnastics? Are they addicted to doing radio gymnastics? Having said that, what kind of radio gymnastics is this? Huang Xiang was thinking about it. Li Dai and Jiang Aigua happened to finish a set of fat-reducing exercises and stopped. Just listened to Li Dai and said, Brother Jiang, let's get here first this morning. Don't delay your daily strength training. Jiang Aigua looked at his watch and found that he had done 3 hours of fat-reducing exercises, so he nodded and began to do strength training. Not far away, Huang Xiang's eyes widened. Be a 3-hour warm-up exercise and start training now? It's almost time for lunch. We are all intervening in the 3-hour training for 20 minutes of warm-up exercises. They are good. 3 hours of warm-up exercises, 20 minutes of training interspersed. Episode 65, Curtain Call. When he really started to help Jiang Aigua lose weight, Li Dai mainly used fat-reducing exercises. Because Li Dai does not want Jiang Aigua to lose too much muscle, Li Dai feels that the best result is to only lose fat and retain as much muscle as possible. In this way, Jiang Aigua can also retain as much strength as possible. Explosive force. Jiang Aigua was a 69 kilograms weightlifter. Due to his age, Jiang Aigua was not a first class in the 69 kilograms class, but if he put the 69 kilograms strength in the 62 kilograms class, Jiang Aigua had an absolute advantage in weightlifting. The difference between the two levels is not the slightest bit. In the 69 kilogram class, the world's top weightlifters combined to lift more than 350 kilograms, while the 62 kilogram world's top athletes can only lift 320 kilograms. But the difference between the two is a full 30 kilograms. Athletes in the 69 kilograms class, even at average level, can easily crush weightlifters in the 62 kilograms class. If Jiang Aigua can appear on the 62 kilograms level with 69 kilograms strength and explosive power, he will surely get a very good result. Of course, it is impossible to lose fat only without losing muscle at all. A person's body fat rate will have a limit. After the body fat rate is low to a certain level, it is difficult to continue to reduce it. The normal body fat rate for adults is 15% to 18% for men and 25% to 28% for women. In modern society, people who regularly exercise for a long time can have this body fat rate. Visually speaking, when the body fat rate of men is less than 20%, the pectoral muscles are more obvious. When it is less than 15%, 6 to 8 abdominal muscles can be seen, but it will not be very obvious. When the body fat rate drops to 12%, the muscle mass is very beautiful. And the division of the abdominal muscles will also be obvious. If the body fat rate is below 10%, the muscles will look very dry, but the lost visual beauty. Weightlifting is, after all, a combination of strength, technology, and physical coordination. The strength is only to ensure that the athlete lifts the barbell above his head, and then the key is to control the body's center of gravity. Therefore, weightlifters do not need to pursue too extreme body fat rate. Many weightlifters seem to be fat on the surface. As far as Jiang Aigua is concerned, due to his age, he has more fat in his body than young people, so fat reduction exercises can have a good effect, but on the whole, the efficiency of fat reduction exercises is still far away. It is far better to lose weight. Weight loss is the accumulation of time. During this accumulation process, more and more people in the weightlifting team noticed that the pair of Li Dai and Jiang Aigua were doing a set of broadcasts during most of the free training time. Gymnastics, everyone feels baffling about this. Everyone knows that with the physical fitness of professional athletes, the effects of radio gymnastics can be completely zero. But no one interfered with Li Dai and Jiang Aigua. After all, Jiang Aigua is a veteran athlete with more than 10 years of experience. In terms of training, Jiang Aigua is no worse than the average coach. What's more, everyone knows that the weightlifting team is going to lay off some members. Jiang Aigua should be one of the laid off. For a person who is about to leave, you don't have to be too demanding. Just do whatever you like. The weight has finally dropped to below 66 kilograms. Jiang Aigua walked off the scale, looking relieved. Wearing clothes and weighing, the weight dropped below 66 kilograms, which means that Jiang Aigua can participate in the 62 kilograms competition. Although there is still a difference of 4 kilograms, but after removing the clothes, plus the hunger strike and water before the competition, the weight before the game can be reduced to below 62 kilograms. Li Dai also breathed a sigh of relief. He said, "Fortunately, it's half a month away from the changing station of the weightlifting championship. Registration will start this week. Brother Jiang, please go and find it quickly. Coach Song, we're going to sign up this time. I'll go here." Jiang Aigua nodded, but still looked a little uncomfortable in his expression. He asked, "I still have some bottom in my heart. What if Coach Song doesn't agree? What if you go with me? Is it okay?" "I think Coach Song should agree. Anyway, we don't have any 62-kilogram players on our team, and this time in the local game in Xinjiang, our team is playing at home. With such a good chance, we will definitely send as many players as possible," Li Dai said. "Your analysis makes sense. I hope Coach Song will think so," Jiang Aigua said. Ma Guangyi looked hurriedly into Song Guangming's office. "Coach, I heard that you have agreed to allow Jiang Aigua to participate in the National Athletics Championship Xinjiang Station?" Ma Guangyi asked. Song Guangming nodded. "Yes, is there any problem?" "Coach, Jiang Aigua is at this age and has no potential to tap. I think this opportunity should be given to young athletes, such as Peng Liang and Chao Dongshan," Ma Guangyi said. "Peng Liang and Chao Dongshan will also participate," Song Guangming replied. Ma Guangyi stunned slightly and asked tentatively, "Although we are fighting at home, but our team sent 3 athletes to participate in one level, this seems to be a bit broken. It's a rule, the training teams of other provinces may gossip." He, old horse, you misunderstood." Song Guangming waved his hand, and then said, "Peng Liang and Chao Dongshan participated in the 69 kilograms competition, while Jiang Aigua participated in the 62 kilograms competition." "Jiang Aigua? 62 kilograms class." Ma Guangyi was a little ignorant. Jiang Aigua has been a 69 kilograms class athlete since the day he entered the provincial team. It has been more than 10 years. When it comes to retirement, how can it be? It's 62 kilograms. Opposite Song Guangming then said, "Old Jiang is also very desperate. These days, he has lost a dozen pounds of weight. Now his weight has dropped below 66 kilograms. It is said that he can participate in the 62 kilograms competition. But what about strength? If you lose more than a dozen pounds, your muscles must have been greatly reduced. Jiang Aigua must not be able to adapt to the 62 kilograms class in a short time," Ma Guangyi said. "I have considered what you said, but since there are number 62 kg athletes in our team, it is better to let Jiang Aigua try it, and this game is held in our Xinjiang city, and we will send one more person to participate. He wouldn't spend too much money." Song Guangming said with a long sigh, "Jiangong's family situation, you should also know that the rabbit's lips that his daughter got had to be operated on several times in the future. Money is not easy for him. A veteran of more than 10 years, this time the National Athletics Championships, is regarded as his curtain call competition, the curtain call game." Ma Guangyi repeated the word in his mouth, associating with the news of the layoffs he had sent before. At this point, he already understood that after this game, Jiang Aigua should leave the weightlifting team. Episode 66. The contest begins. The news that Jiang Aigua was going to be converted to the 62 kilograms class quickly spread to the weightlifting team. It is easy to downgrade and difficult to upgrade the weightlifting movement. Jiang Aigua has been in the 69 kilograms class for nearly 14 years, and suddenly said that he will go to the 62 kilograms class. It really makes many people stunned. Apart from Li Dai, he did not optimistic about Jiang Aigua's decision. After all, Jiang Aigua is 32 years old. Domestic athletes have reached this young age, and their bodies have begun to go downhill. Basically, they have entered the retirement countdown. In the cafeteria, Huang Xiang's big mouth began to gush again. I said that old Jiang is really desperate enough. In order to stay in the team, he has to switch to the 62 kilograms class. He must be in his 30s. The average athlete should be retired when he is young. Huang Xiang said. Old Jiang wasn't going to stay for 15 years and received more retirement compensation. I heard that his daughter will soon have a second operation. Coach Lu Tao said next to him. However, I think it is difficult for Lao Jiang to stay in the team even if he transfers to the 62 kilograms class. There are only 2 weeks left for the National Weightlifting Championships, and Lao Jiang has little time left. We cannot pass the weighing stage. Weightlifting competitions are divided according to weight level. Even if it exceeds 0.01 kilograms, it is not allowed to participate in this level of competition, so weighing before the game is necessary. On the eve of the weightlifting competition, the athlete weighed up to 2 hours. The pre-weighing room was opened the previous hour, and the athlete began to prepare for weighing. The official weighing room will be opened in an hour. Within this hour, athletes can weigh an unlimited number of times. If they feel too heavy once, they can go to the toilet to solve it, or do some strenuous exercise and then weigh again once, until the athlete's weight balance is satisfactory. In the rules of weightlifting, if 2 athletes lift the same weight, whoever is lighter will win, so weightlifters will do everything possible to reduce their weight. At the Olympics in the 1980s, there was a famous weightlifter. After drinking a glass of milk for lunch, he lost 0.05 kilograms heavier than his opponent and lost the Olympic gold medal. This was called the golden milk medal in the weightlifting session. A few days before the competition, athletes begin to restrict their diet, only eat a few vegetables, and strictly control the intake of carbohydrates. 48 hours before the competition, athletes begin to restrict water intake. And some even do not drink the water, is often in a slightly dehydrated state when weighing. In addition, athletes will also steam sauna before the game. High-heavy athletes steamed mulberry for half an hour can reduce the weight of 4 or 5 pounds. If there is really no steam sauna, wrap the cotton coat and quilt on your body and cover your body with sweat to reduce your weight. This process can be described as torment. There is also a more extreme method, such as hair cutting, shaving, body hair removal, and dead skin removal. As long as it can reduce weight, even nail cutting is a must. When weighing, in order to make the weight lighter, the athlete must be naked, not wearing underwear, and directly on the scales bare ass. In domestic competitions, the gender of the athletes is often taken care of, and the male referee is responsible for weighing the male athletes, and the female referee is responsible for weighing the female athletes. But in many international competitions, foreigners do not pay attention to these, often 5 or 6 referees, regardless of whether men and women appear together. At this time, the athletes will be embarrassed to weigh with bare ass. Athletes did not pass the pre-match weighing, which is also a frequent occurrence. There was once an athlete from West Asia who could not meet the standards in the pre-match weighing in the Asian Games and eventually had to abstain. In national competitions, there were also people who abstained because of weighing problems. The 2-week period passed quickly, and the National Weightlifting Championship Qinzhou Station also entered the day. The 62 kilograms class is the second lightest weight for men, and the competition is relatively advanced, so Jiang Aigua came to the scene early in the morning to make preparations. Athletes participating in the men's 62 kilograms class competition, please prepare for pre-match weighing now. A loud female voice sounded on the broadcast speaker on the wall. Athletes who are about to compete have stood up and walked towards the pre-weighing room. Brother Jiang, let's get ready, Li Dai said. Good. Jiang Aigua looked dignified and got up and walked towards the pre-weighing room. It was at this time that someone not far away called Jiang Aigua's name. Jiang Patriotic. Li Dai immediately turned his head to look around and found that the person who shouted was the coach of another team. That look made Li Dai feel familiar. I am familiar with this person. I must have seen it before. Where is it coming? Li Daijing pondered, but Jiang Aigua next to him said his name. Sure gang, why are you here? Jiang Aigua finished his head and said, look at my memory, you're now the head coach of the Jianglin provincial weightlifting team. Next to Li Dai heard the name, Sure Gang, and suddenly realized. Sure Gang, it turned out that he was the Olympic champion Sure Gang. I said it looked so familiar, but he was much fatter than that time. No wonder I didn't recognize it at a glance. He is now retired as a coach. At this moment, Li Dai suddenly remembered the grievance and resentment between Sure Gang and Jiang Aigua. At that time, Jiang Aigua defeated Shi Gang in the competition and got the qualification to participate in the Olympic Games. However, because of the injury, Shi Gang replaced Jiang Aigua, participated in the Olympic Games, and won a gold medal. Since then, the trajectory of the two's destiny has changed dramatically. Jiang Aigua has never made any striking achievements and gradually disappeared, forgotten by people, and finally even the provincial weightlifting team can't stay any longer. Shi Gang also failed to achieve better results, but with the halo of the Olympic champion, he received countless praises and admirations. The state and government gave him huge bonuses, and the income from advertising endorsements made him worry-free. After retiring with the identity of a former Olympic champion, he also became a hot weightlifting coach without suspense, and now he has become the head coach of a provincial weightlifting team. Fate, I really like to tease people. Li Dai sighed silently. At this time, Shi Gang had approached and said, "Patriotic, I don't see you in a year. Your look is much better than last year. Come, anyway, I'm idle now. Let's go and sit there. Shi Gang, when the game is over, I'm going to talk to you and talk slowly. Now I have to hurry to prepare for the game." Jiang Aigua said. "Game?" Shi Gang was stunned. "Jiang Aigua, are you confused? Now you are preparing for the game at the 62 kilograms level. According to the schedule, it will be your turn to play in the afternoon." "I participated in the 62 kilograms class," Jiang Aigua said. "What? Did you switch to 62 kilograms? When did it happen? When I came last year, were you still at 69 kilograms? Shi Gang was surprised. "I just turned 2 months ago," Jiang Aigua said. "2 months? Jiang Aigua, are you crazy? You are all this age." Shi Gang's voice suddenly stopped, and he remembered the special situation of Jiang Aigua's daughter. Shi Gang took a deep breath. "Patriotic, after all, we have been dating for more than 10 years. If you have any trouble at home, tell me, although I am not a rich person, but I can help you more or less." "Thank you, Lao Shi. It's enough for you to say this." Jiang Aigua nodded at Shi Gang and then turned to the pre-weighing room. Shi Gang opened his mouth, but did not speak, because he knew that if he continued to speak, it would probably hurt Jiang Aigua's self-esteem. Jiang Aigua entered the pre-weighing room and looked at the athletes around him who were much younger than him. He is not a successful athlete, nor does he have the ability to make a lot of money. His family has a heavy burden. He has a daughter who needs money for surgery, but he does not need other compassion and sympathy, nor does he need other people's charity. I firmly believe that with my own hands and my own efforts, I will be able to take on the whole family and make my family better. Episode 67, Snatch. Isn't that Jiang Aigua? How did he come in? I remember he was 69 kilograms. How did he get to the 62 kilograms pre-weighing room? Did he go to the wrong place? The schedule and time of the competition have been notified for a long time. The 69 kilograms competition is still early. How can it go wrong? Does Jiang Aigua come to the 62 kilograms class? It's unlikely. He has to be in his 30s. Athletes of this age are basically in a state of retiring. How can they change their ranks and they are still relegated? Maybe there are number 62 kg athletes in Hebei province. Their strengths are 77 kilograms and 85 kilograms. Probably because of home battles and wanting to increase the number of people, Jiang Aigua came to the 62 kilograms class. Let's take a look first. The 69 kilogram athletes want to relegate to the 62 kilograms class. The difficulty is not a bit of a bit. Maybe the weighing will be eliminated for a while, and Jiang Aigua will be eliminated directly. Several more experienced athletes discussed in a low voice, while younger athletes might not know Jiang Aigua very well, and he was looking at him curiously. For other weightlifting athletes, controlling weight is a very painstaking thing. However, the existence of Li Dai made Jiang Aigua not to worry about the weight. In the final weighing, Jiang Aigua successfully reached 61.88 kilograms. Entry guarantee. In the men's weightlifting competition of 62 kilograms, a total of 25 athletes participated in the competition. The number was not large, mainly because the venue was in Xinjiang. Xinjiang is located on the eastern coast, and several nearby provinces are also not good at lightweight weightlifting. If the venue is in the southwest, there will be more athletes participating in the 62 kilograms competition. According to international conventions, when there are more contestants, the organizer will divide them into groups A and B according to their respective strengths. The stronger athletes will be divided into Group A, while the weaker athletes will be divided into Group B. Under normal circumstances, the medals will be generated in Group A, but occasionally there are accidents. For example, once there was an Olympic Games, a North Korean athlete who was placed in Group B broke the Olympic record, successfully counterattacked the Group A athletes, and won the gold medal. In this grouping, there are 12 people in Group A, and the players generally have first-class domestic standards, while the 13 people in Group B are relatively poor. Jiang Aigua participated in the 62 kilograms class for the first time. At this level, his past record was 0, so he was undoubtedly assigned to Group B. Weightlifting is divided into jerk. Athletes first compare snatch. Each person has 3 chances to try, and then compare to jerk. Everyone also has 3 chances to try. After the game starts, the athletes will first try to lift the weight and fill it on the paper to report to the referee. The weight can only be increased but not reduced. The barbell will continue to increase the weight, and whoever chooses the weight will go up and try. In the first test, athletes often choose a weight that they can lift with a certain degree of confidence and get a guaranteed score first, because once this weight is reported to the referee, it can only be increased and not decreased when the weight is changed. Too heavy, it is likely that there will be 3 failed attempts and no results will be directly out. What is the weight reported by each athlete? The referee will keep it confidential to prevent opponents from making targeted tactical arrangements. Therefore, it is generally necessary to know who will be on the court before the athletes play. The athletes in Group B are generally low. The first athlete to debut is a newcomer for the first time. He only chose 115 kilograms for his first test. This weight is a weight that many strong men who have been in the gym all the year round are capable of lifting. Of course, these brawny men must be tall and burly. It can't be only 62 kilograms. The first athlete to make a successful trial attempt, then the second athlete to raise the weight to 117 kilograms, followed by another person also raised 117 kilograms. The weight of the barbell keeps increasing, there are more and more new faces on the court, and there are more and more people who fail the test. When the weight of the barbell increased to 130 kilograms, 12 of the athletes in Group B had already participated in the test, but Jiang Aigua had not yet appeared. It's all 130 kilograms. Jiang Aigua hasn't come out yet. How many pounds did he report in the first trial? Some people couldn't help but wonder. The athlete who appeared before has already completed 3 attempts, but Jiang Aigua has not yet started his first attempt at this time. Finally, when the weight of the barbell increased to 135 kilograms, Jiang Aigua finally appeared. The first test reached 135 kilograms, which is the first-class level in the country. Even if it is placed in Group A, it is considered to be moderately high. The opening result of Group A is 130 kilograms, which has now increased to 138 kilograms, and there are 3 contestants who tried this for the first time. This weight was chosen. 2 succeeded and 1 succeeded a second time. It seems that the gap between the 2 groups of AB players is still very large. However, if Jiang Aigua can lift 135 kilograms in the first test, he is eligible to be assigned to Group A. Between words, Jiang Aigua was ready, 135 kilograms. It seemed not difficult for Jiang Aigua. He lifted 135 kilograms easily. Lift it up, it's pretty good. Don't know how much he will weigh next, 136 kilograms? He looks very easy to lift 135 kilograms. I think he will call 137 kg. It is possible to call 138 kg. It is impossible to be higher. 138 kilograms. Even if it is placed in Group A, many people have failed. Satisfied smile appeared on Li Dai's face. Fat reduction exercise still helped Jiang Aigua lift more muscles. He was originally in the 69 kilograms class. Lifting this weight is easy. Now Jiang Aigua is keeping a lot of muscles. The situation dropped to 62 kilograms, so it still has a very strong strength. The weight of the barbell came to 136 kilograms. Jiang Aigua still did not debut. The next 137 kilograms. Jiang Aigua still did not appear, and reached 138 at the time of kilograms. In addition to Jiang Aigua, only the last player of Group B still insists. The player's third test was 138 kilograms, but the weight seemed to exceed his ability, and he ended in failure. Now there is one Jiang Aigua left, and he has only tried once. Now he should play. The voice of this person had just dropped, and it was indeed someone who played, but not Jiang Aigua, but the staff. I saw the staff trotting all the way and directly increased the barbell weight to 140 kilograms. Did Jiang Aigua lift 140 kilograms for the second time? Even if it is placed in Group A and snatches 140 kilograms, there are only 3 or 4. Is this weight too great? He only lifted 135 kilograms for the first time, but this time he had to lift 140 kilograms, and he increased it by 5 kilograms at once. This is too difficult. I am afraid it is difficult to succeed at one time. Look, he succeeded, and he lifted 140 kilograms. On the playing field, Jiang Aigua held up 140 kilograms steadily. After a beep, he placed the barbell on the ground, and then 3 white lights turned on, which meant that Jiang Aigua's attempt was successful. In the distance, Shi Gang's eyes revealed a shock. Jiang Aigua really succeeded in falling to the 62 kilograms level. If it is a 22-year-old boy, he is already 32 years old. How did he do this? At this time, only Jiang Aigua was left in Group B, so he didn't have much rest, and he immediately took the third test. The weight of the test was 141 kilograms. Episode 68. Last move. Group A has one less person than Group B, so the course of the game must be faster. At this time, the match of Group A is already over. The first player in Group A is named Fang Dashan. He is the top weightlifter in China. At this time, Fang Dashan was pouting, with a complacent smile on his face. His score was also 141 kilograms. He felt that he had already won the game. Snatch has always been my weakness. I didn't expect to be in a very good condition today. I was able to achieve a good result of 141 kilograms in the snatch. The next was my strong point. It seems that this champion is none other than me. Fang Dashan felt that the next was just a walkthrough. In his state today, he would win the championship without suspense. At this time, the applause suddenly sounded from the B side of the other side. There is one more person in Group B, and the game is not over yet. Fang Dashan leaned on the back of the chair and didn't care about the game in Group B. In his view, Group B is a group of weak chickens, just focus on participation. However, Fang Dashan's coach hurried over and said, "Dashan, there are people in Group B who also raised 141 kilograms. What? Fang Dashan swiftly stood upright and asked with a look of vigilance, how can there be such a high-level player in Group B? Who is it? Is there a newcomer suddenly? Domestic weightlifters can be said to be able to come out in large numbers, maybe when a black horse will emerge. This is where Fang Dashan is most worried about. It's also a newcomer, not a newcomer. The one who lifted 141 kilograms was Jiang Aigua. The coach said. Jiang Aigua, I heard the name and remembered it. It is a very old athlete. He must be in his 30s. I am under the impression that he seems to be in the 69 kilograms class. Why did he come to the 62 kilograms class? Could it be that he was downgraded? How is this possible? Athletes in their 30s have dropped a weight grade and can still be so strong. Yeah, when I first saw him, I was also wondering how he appeared on the 62 kilograms class. I didn't expect him to really drop a weight grade. You have to be careful. Jiang Aigua is experienced after all. Old athletes, mature skills, jerks are not weak. The coach looked at the book in his hand and then said, fortunately, before weighing, you are 0.04 kilograms lighter than him. We have an advantage. Jerk is easier to exert force than snatch, so the weight of is much higher than snatch. At the same time, there are more technical requirements for jerks. Domestic weightlifters generally have better skills, so the level of jerks is often higher than the level of snatches. In Group B, the first player to play directly asked for a weight of 145 kilograms, which is 30 kilograms more than the previous snatch. Then the weight of the barbell slowly increased, until 160 kilograms, Jiang Aigua first debut. The bell sounded and Jiang Aigua tried successfully. He threw the barbell on the ground. The 160-pound barbell even bounced slightly and made a boom sound, which made everyone close to the stadium feel that the ground was shaking. At the same time, thunderous applause rang at the venue of Group A. Fang Dashan raised his hands and began to celebrate the victory. The pace of the game in Group A was slightly slow. Fang Dashan just completed his second test. He lifted 169 kilograms in the second test. Group B has also got this news. Li Dai came to Jiang Aigua and said, Jiang, Fang Dashan in Group A has a performance of 169 kilograms. The results of your previous were the same. Now he is 9 kilograms ahead of you, but his weight is more important than you. Light, I think next, you can try 170 kilograms. This number, you mentioned in training. Okay, just add 170 kilograms and suppress Fang Dashan. Jiang Aigua said decisively. The barbell in Group B was increased to 163 kilograms, and the other 2 remaining players also fell on this weight. Only Jiang Aigua was left in Group B. The staff did not complete the game. Then the staff went directly to the stage and increased the barbell to 170 kilograms. Look, the barbell has increased to 170 kilograms, and Jiang Aigua wants to lift 170 kilograms. Fang Dashan in Group A only lifted 169 kilograms. Jiang Aigua is trying to crush Fang Dashan. I just saw that Fang Dashan and Jiang Aigua's results were both 141 kilograms. If Jiang Aigua could lift this 170 kilograms, wouldn't it be better than Fang Dashan? Group B players defeated Group A players and counterattacked what? Don't rush to the conclusion first. Jiang Aigua's first test was 160 kilograms, so if he increased 10 kilograms at a time, he might not be able to lift it at all. I think Jiang Aigua just took chance. The audience under the stage said everything. On the stage, Jiang Aigua touched a handful of anti-skid powder and was ready. At the beginning the bell rang, and Jiang Aigua held his breath and put the barbell on his body. When the barbell reached the chest, Jiang Aigua squatted down with his feet, while his arms continued to exert force, putting the barbell above the chest, followed by a borrowing stand up. After doing all this, he adjusted his breathing, and then his legs were separated back and forth. With the help of the pre-squat and upright, the barbell was raised above the head until his arms were straight. Jiang Aigua then adjusted his pace and stood on the same horizontal line with his feet, stabilizing his posture. Deep. Bell sounded. Jiang Aigua put down the barbell. 3 white lights were on. Jiang Aigua's strength breathed. Successful. 170 kilograms. Jiang Aigua succeeded. He suppressed Fang Dashan 1 kilogram. Jiang Aigua was about to win the championship. Audience applause and shouting sounded at this time, surround the whole venue, deafening. People are sympathetic to the weak, and the drama of the counterattack is the enduring mainstream in literary works. In the eyes of the audience, if the athletes of Group B can beat the athletes of Group A and win the championship, it is definitely very exciting. They deserve their applause. What's more, Jiang Aigua is still at home. The audience in this grandstand is basically the old folks of Qingcheng. As a contestant in this province, Jiang Aigua will definitely gain the strong support of his hometown audience. People hope that Jiang Aigua will win the final victory. Group A, with the last player failing to test 170 kilograms, Fang Dashan has locked the first Group A. Now that I have won the championship, I just gave up for the last test, so as not to get injured. Fang Dashan was thinking about it, but the sudden applause and cry made him startled. What's going on? Such a loud voice. It's from Group B. Fang Dashan looked up, but found that even the audience in the stands of Group A were rushing towards the side of Group B. The coach hurried over and his face looked rather dignified. He said, the situation is not good. Jiang Aigua of Group B grabbed 170 kilograms. Now he is overtaking you by 1 kilogram. 170 kilograms? I was overtaken by the Group B players. Fang Dashan's eyes widened in surprise as if he couldn't believe it. He thought he had won the championship, but he never expected that a Group B the low-level players will surpass themselves. Just listen to the coach and then say, Jiang Aigua said he was more important than you before the match, so as long as you lifted 170 kilograms, you can beat him. But he was just the second test, which means you still have last chance. If we report 170 kilograms, it is not safe. Fang Dashan frowned and thought for a while. If he can lift 171 kilograms, then I will lose? The coach nodded. Let's wait a minute and see if we can find a way to delay the time and let Jiang Aigua report the weight first. We will follow his weight report, so the initiative is in our hands. Episode 69. Aggravate. Men's 62 kilograms Class B group. Brother Jiang, the last try. How much weight do we add? Li Dai asked. How much did Fang Dashan's third trial increase? Jiang Aigua asked. I don't know, they haven't added it yet. Fang Dashan's coach seems to be talking to the referee. Li Dai replied. They are deliberately delaying time and want us to pick first. Jiang Aigua is also experienced in the game, and he saw Fang Dashan's intention at a glance. If 2 people are in the same group, this will not happen. The person with the lowest score must choose the weight first. But now that the 2 are in different groups, there is room for delay. Brother Jiang, what should we do? Li Dai asked. After all, Li Dai is young and inexperienced, and he participated in the national competition for the first time. At this time, he has no way at all, so he can only ask Jiang Aigua at this time. Let's also delay the time. Let's go to the referee, saying that I think the barbell is unbalanced left and right, and ask to replace the barbell. Jiang Aigua said. The official competition must use the international standard barbell. There are 2 types of men's barbell and women's barbell. The difference is mainly on the barbell bar. The barbell piece is the same standard. The men's barbell pole is 2.20 meters long and weighs 20 kilograms, and the women's barbell pole is 2.15 meters long and weighs 15 kilograms. As a tool for official competitions, the length and weight of the barbell must be exactly the same. At the same time, the left and right balance must be achieved. If the bar is left and right unbalanced, the athlete will be greatly affected while sinking and light. It is a very troublesome thing to change the barbell during the competition. After the new barbell is picked up, it cannot be used immediately, but the left and right balance must be remeasured, which will consume a lot of time. Of course, Jiang Aigua, an old athlete, knows this well, so he chooses to use this method to delay time. But the referee is not a fool. By this time, they all saw that both Fang Dashan and Jiang Aigua were just making excuses to delay time. They just wanted the other party to choose the weight first. The progress of the game has been delayed, and the next level of competition is next. Of course, you can't spend time here. After consulting with several referees, the final ultimatum was issued. Weight must be selected within 2 minutes, otherwise it is considered as abstention. The referee said. What about them? Jiang Aigua pointed to the side of Group A. Is Fang Dashan over there? They are also 2 minutes, no abstention within 2 minutes. The referee said. Jiang Aigua nodded. Well, I know. You have to choose the weight in 2 minutes. How much should we choose? Li Dai looked anxious. He was experiencing this kind of scene for the first time, especially when he felt the time accompanied by the sound of his heart beating. 1 second passed. I feel even more flustered. We are now pressing them by 1 kilogram, which is our advantage, but Jiang Aigua's weight is heavier than Fang Dashan, which is our disadvantage. How much weight should we report? 171 kilograms? Or 172 kilograms? This is more insured numbers. Jiang Aigua should be able to lift it. But if Fang Dashan also reported the same weight, then we will lose. Li Dai knows that it is now a psychological game. If the weight is less, it will be surpassed by the other party. If the weight is too much, it will be in vain if you sit and lift it. For Li Dai, a rookie, he didn't know what number to choose. At this time, luck and experience may be the most important. The Jiang Aigua on the opposite side is very calm. As a weightlifting veteran, what he lacks most is experience. The more this time, Jiang Aigua must maintain a calm mind. After a moment, Jiang Aigua took a deep breath and his eyes showed a decisive expression. Add me to 175 kilograms. 175 kilograms? We have never tried such a high weight. Li Dai's face was surprised. I remember I checked the information. The champion of the 62 kilograms class in the last Olympic Games only lifted 176 kilograms in the jerk. Can you win the Olympic champion? Do you really want to lift 175 kilograms now? We have secured the top 2, and we now have a 1 kilogram lead. Do and fight so hard. Jiang Aigua did not speak, but his expression told Li Dai that he would stick to his decision. Jerk 175 kilograms. If it is Jiang Aigua before, it is not difficult. At that time, after all, he was a 69 kilograms class athlete. For the 69 kilograms class, the 175 kilograms is probably just the threshold for domestic high-level athletes. It can be replaced by 62 kilograms athletes. 175 kilograms is a difficult peak to climb. As Li Dai said, in the last Olympics, only needed 176 kilograms to get the gold medal, while the 62 kilograms Olympic record it's only 177.5 kilograms. In this way, in the substation of a national weightlifting championship, 175 kilograms is really an unimaginable number. When he heard the number, 175, Li Dai knew that Jiang Aigua was taking risks or even gambling. Since Jiang Aigua has dropped to the 62 kilograms class, he has never lifted a weight of 175 kilograms, a number that has never been lifted during training. To achieve this in a formal competition, Li Dai can only pray Jiang Aigua can play extraordinary. Li Dai wrote 175 on the paper and then walked to the referee's desk, but he did not immediately hand the note to the referee. 10 seconds later, Fang Dashan's coach also came over. He also stopped at the referee's stand, looked at Li Dai, and did not give the note to the referee. Both are prepared to wait until the end of 2 minutes and then hand the note to the referee, which can prevent the other party from temporarily changing their weight after knowing their weight in advance. The two eyes were squinted and the referees were helpless. Since they had set 2 minutes, they could not grab the note in advance. Finally, almost 2 minutes later, the two handed the note with the weight to the referee at almost the same time. In the stands, the audience has been waiting for a long time, but everyone knows that this is the last move and the moment to decide the final victory, so they all wait patiently. I don't know how much weight Fang Dashan will add. I won't just add 1 kilogram. I remember the minimum weight is 1 kilogram. Fong Dashan is now 1 kilogram behind, and he certainly will not add only 1 kilogram, because Jiang Aigua on the opposite side will also aggravate, and after Jiang Aigua's aggravation, Fong Dashan will still be suppressed. 2 kilograms must be added. Fong Dashan lifting 172 kilograms is relatively safe, at least to suppress Jiang Aigua 2 aggravation. Barbells of different weights are distinguished by color, so we only need to look at what color barbells the staff took, and we know how much weight they have added. Episode 70. Fight hard. While the competition had not started, an old audience of weightlifting started talking about popular science. In terms of size, there are 3 main types of barbell tablets, namely large barbell tablets, medium barbell tablets, and small barbell tablets. Among the large barbell tablets, red represents 25 kilograms, blue represents 20 kilograms, yellow represents 15 kilograms, and green represents 10 kilograms for medium-sized barbells. White represents 5 kilograms and red represents 2.5 kilograms. For small barbells, blue is 2 kilograms, yellow is 1.5 kilograms, green is 1 kilogram, and white is 0.5 kilograms. The minimum weight gain for barbells is 1 kilograms. Just put a small white barbell piece on one side. It turns out so. Everyone nodded one after another, but in fact no one could remember this big string of colors and numbers. Look, the staff came up, it was red. How many kilograms did the red come? The old weightlifting spectator glanced at the face with a solemn expression, and at the same time said, "That is a red medium-sized barbell piece, each weighing 2.5 kilograms, if there is one on each side of the barbell." That is to say, Fong Dashan this time he added 5 kilograms directly. 5 kilograms? So much. Don't you want to lift 174 kilograms? It suddenly increased to 174 kilograms. I don't know if Fong Dashan can lift it. Don't forget, Fong Dashan is now 1 kilogram behind. If he wants to win, his last attempt can only succeed and not fail. Since he dares to call 174 kilograms, he can surely lift it. Go and see how much Jiang Aigua added. If it increases by less than 5 kilograms, then Jiang Aigua's hope of winning is very slim. The playing field next to Group B, the staff also walked up, holding the same red barbell piece in his hand. 5 kilograms, also 5 kilograms. Jiang Aigua will lift 175 kilograms next time. This means Jiang Aigua crushed Fong Dashan 1 kilogram again. Now see if they can lift it up. In the resting area of athletes, Li Dai looked at Jiang Aigua in admiration. He had to admire Jiang Aigua's experience and helped him make the best decision at the most critical time. Just from the game of this aggravation, Jiang Aigua was the winner. A 5 kilograms extra weight just happened to suppress Fong Dashan's 1 kilogram again. However, Li Dai is still very worried about whether Jiang Aigua can lift this weight. On the other side, Fong Dashan's expression was a little dignified. He originally thought that adding 5 kilograms at once would surely win the ticket, but he did not expect the other party to increase 5 kilograms. In this way, even if he lifted 174 kilograms himself, Jiang Patriotic may also win the championship with an extra kilo. 174 kilograms is also a stressful result for Fong Dashan, almost reaching his limit level. In fact, even if the world's top 62 kilograms weightlifter is on the court, there is no guarantee that he can successfully lift 174 kilograms in one test. Fong Dashan had fallen behind by 1 kilogram, and when it was time to decide the outcome, he was fighting and betting again. After Fong Dashan knew that his opponent had added 5 kilograms, he walked onto the field without hesitation. He hoped to complete the third test before Jiang Aigua. The reported weight can no longer be changed, and neither side can make a fuss about the weight of the barbell. At this time, it becomes a game of strength and psychology. Fong Dashan hopes to exert psychological pressure on Jiang Aigua through his successful trial. I saw Fong Dashan grabbed a handful of anti-skid powder and patted his hands. The extremely light magnesium carbonate particles in the anti-skid powder instantly flew in the air and formed a white mist. Fong Dashan passed through the white mist and came to the dumbbell, bowed and grabbed the dumbbell rod. The coach under the stage kept reminding Fong Dashan to pay attention to the action essentials. In fact, Fong Dashan's mind was a blank. As a professional weightlifter, the so-called action essentials have been practiced countless times every day. When he touched the barbell rod, he could complete the next series of technical movements only by his body instincts. 174 kilograms is also a challenge for Fong Dashan. Although he mentioned this result in practice, he never lifted 174 kilograms in the official competition. But today, Fong Dashan wants to surpass himself. With a sudden rush, he lifted the barbell over his chest. "Get up!" With the roar of the coach under the stage, Fong Dashin raised the barbell high above his head, his straight arm began to shake, and even his footsteps continued to move, trying to maintain the center of gravity. Finally, he stabilized his body, and he could see that his face had turned red because of the weight of the barbell. He clenched his teeth tightly, his face was grim, the muscles all over his body were already tight, and the blood vessels on his arm were under pressure it seems more prominent. Beep! The sound of the end sounded. Fong Dashin threw the barbell on the ground, and then jumped up excitedly. Fong Dashin succeeded, 174 kilograms, his best personal jerk. With a total score of 315 kilograms, he even led Jiang Aigua by a full 4 kilograms. The pressure has returned to Jiang Aigua. Brother Jiang, Fong Dashin succeeded. He lifted 174 kilograms. Li Dai's expression looked a little frustrated. Relax, don't be so nervous. Jiang Aigua started to comfort Li Dai instead. If you look at the coach standard, today's Li Dai is really a little unqualified, because at this time the coach should guide the athletes. But if judged by the newcomer standard, Jiang Aigua feels Li Dai's performance has passed today. This is, after all, Li Dai's first participation in a national competition. Jiang Aigua patted Li Dai on the shoulder, put on the wrist protector, tightened the belt tightly, and walked onto the field. Everyone's eyes on the scene were focused on Jiang Aigua. This time, once Jiang Aigua succeeds, he can surpass Fong Dashin and win the final championship. The sound of cheering continued in the audience. After all, Jiang Aigua was at home. The audience in Xinjiang still hoped that the players in their hometown would win. And Li Dai is nervous. He is the one who knows Jiang Aigua the most. He even knows that 175 kilograms is the weight that Jiang Aigua has never tried in training. Jiang Aigua walked onto the field, came to the barbell, stood firm on his feet, took a deep breath, and then firmly grasped the barbell with both hands. But he did not exert his force immediately. He was still trying to adjust his state to an optimal state. Finally, Jiang Aigua started to exert his strength. He lifted the barbell, and it can be seen that he seemed a little difficult. Jiang Aigua finally completed the first step of the jerk. He lifted the barbell to his chest, and then it was his turn to move the jerk. However, Jiang Aigua stopped at this time. He took a hard breath, as if he was accumulating energy for the next one. It's heavy, really heavy. Can I really lift it? Jiang Aigua felt the weight in his hands, and he doubted himself for the first time. Last move, fight. Jiang Aigua gritted his teeth and made a full move. However, the weight from his arm made Jiang Aigua find it difficult to support. It's so heavy, it won't work, it won't hold up. Let's give up.